Imagine you are a legionary on the German frontier. You are covered in mud, freezing in a thin tent, and your breakfast is a handful of sour grain. You spend your days fighting barbarians for a few copper coins. Then, a man in a polished silk cloak arrives. He offers you a choice. Leave the mud, leave the freezing rain, come to Rome and become a Praetorian. Welcome to the golden handcuffs. In the hierarchy of the Roman Empire, the legionary is the shield, but you are the dagger. You have just traded the honest life of a soldier for the shadow life of a secret killer. The deal is simple. You will receive triple the pay of a normal soldier. You will serve 16 years instead of 25. You will live in the Castra Praetoria, a massive high-security fortress inside the walls of Rome, filled with hot baths, fine wine, and the best food in the world. But there is a catch. You aren't being paid to fight Rome's enemies. You are being paid to protect a single man. And in Rome, the emperor is the most hunted man on earth. By putting on the black and gold armor of the guard, you have stepped out of the light of the battlefield and into the darkness of the palace. You are no longer a protector of the people. You are a protector of the purple. You quickly realize that the gold in your pouch is blood money. You are the only force allowed to carry weapons inside the city of Rome. This makes you the most powerful man in the streets, but it also makes you a target. You are surrounded by senators who want to use you, spies who want to flip you, and an emperor who is terrified of you. You have entered a world where a whisper is more dangerous than a sword, and a bribe is more powerful than a shield. You are about to start a journey that begins with a simple oath of loyalty and ends with you standing over a fallen emperor, deciding who will buy the throne next. You have arrived at the gates of the Castra Praetoria, the massive fortress city within Rome. But you aren't a guard yet. You are a Probatus, a recruit on probation. In the hierarchy of the emperor's killers, you are at the very bottom, and the veterans are watching your every move to see if you have the stomach for what is coming. Welcome to Level 1, the Selection. The entrance requirements are brutal. You aren't just tested on your ability to march, you are tested on your loyalty and your physique. You must be at least 5'10", a giant in the ancient world. You must come from an approved Italian family, someone the emperor believes he can trust more than a foreign mercenary. You are stripped of your old legionary rags and given the finest wool and toughened leather. Your training is different from the frontier. You aren't practicing for a wide-open battlefield. You are practicing for urban combat. You learn how to fight in narrow palace hallways, how to form a human shield around a moving litter, and how to use a concealed dagger under a civilian toga. You are taught crowd control, how to push back a starving Roman mob without breaking your formation. The pressure is mental. Your instructors, the battle-hardened centurions, are constantly screaming. They want to see if you will blink when a senator insults you. They want to see if you will hesitate to strike a Roman citizen if the order is given. You are being dehumanized. You are being told that you are better than the people of Rome. You are the emperor's personal property. The reward for a successful Probatus is your first signature armor. It is polished to a mirror finish, decorated with the symbols of the scorpion or the moon. You have passed the tests. You are no longer a soldier. You are a Praetorian. But as you take your first watch at the palace gates, you realize that the emperor isn't the only one you should be watching. You see the shadows moving in the hallways. You hear the whispers of the older guards. You are ready to stop training and start standing guard. The training is over. You have put on the segmented plate armor, the heavy wool cloak, and the signature plumed helmet. You are now a Miles, a full soldier of the guard.
In the hierarchy of the Emperor's killers, you have become the palace wall. Welcome to Level 2, the Living Shadow. Your life is no longer about marching through the woods, it is about stillness. You spend 12 hours a day standing perfectly motionless outside the doors of the imperial apartments. You are a human statue in the hallway of power. To the senators and servants passing by, you are invisible, just another piece of the palace furniture. But that is your greatest advantage. People talk when they think the statues aren't listening. You are a master of passive intelligence. While you stare straight ahead, your ears are wide open. You hear the emperor arguing with his wife about a secret alliance. You hear a general whispering to a senator about a shorthand message from the northern border. You are learning the language of the palace, who is rising, who is falling, and who is about to be removed. You realize that the emperor isn't just a god, he is a man who is often drunk, terrified, and surrounded by enemies. The pressure is boredom and lethality. You must be ready to go from a state of total stillness to a state of extreme violence in a heartbeat. If a door opens too fast or a guest reaches into their robes too quickly, you don't ask questions. You are the instant response. You are the reason the emperor can sleep, but you are also the reason he wakes up in a cold sweat, because he knows that the only thing between him and a dagger is your loyalty. The reward for your service is the donative. When a new emperor takes the throne, often because the last one disappeared, he doesn't give you a medal, he gives you a bag of gold containing 5 years' worth of salary in a single afternoon. You are suddenly wealthier than any soldier in history. You are bought and paid for. But you are starting to see the limits of the armor. You realize that the most dangerous plots don't happen in the hallways where you stand guard. They happen in the taverns, the bathhouses, and the private villas of Rome. You are ready to take off the heavy plate and put on the civilian mask.
You have taken off the heavy segmented plate. You have put away the tall crest and the polished shield. To the citizens of Rome, you look like just another merchant in a simple wool toga or a traveler in a dusty cloak. But beneath that fabric, tucked into your belt, is a razor-sharp Pugio dagger. You are now a Speculatore. In the hierarchy of the emperor's killers, you have become the secret eye. Welcome to Level 3, the Ghost of Rome. At this level, your battlefield isn't the palace hallway, it's the entire city. You are part of an elite intelligence unit within the Guard. Your mission is preemptive neutralization. You don't wait for an assassin to reach the emperor's bedroom. You find the assassin while they are still buying the poison in a back alley shop. You spend your nights in the grimy taverns of the Subura and your days in the luxury bathhouses listening for the one word that marks a man for death: treason. You are a master of infiltration and surveillance. You have learned how to blend into a crowd of 10,000 at the Colosseum and how to shadow a senator's litter through the winding streets without being seen. You aren't just watching, you are gathering names. You are building a black list of everyone who speaks against the emperor. You are the reason that in Rome, people are afraid to whisper even in their own homes. The pressure is paranoia. You live a double life. Your fellow Praetorians in the barracks don't even know what you do. You are a shadow to your own brothers. You are the one who enters a villa in the middle of the night, shows a secret signet ring to the slaves, and silences a critic before the sun rises. You see the fear in the eyes of the elite. You realize that you aren't just a guard, you are a weapon of terror. The reward for a successful speculatore is invisible power. You walk through the highest circles of Roman society, and even though you wear no armor, the most powerful men in the world tremble when you enter the room. They know that a single report from you can end their lineage.
But you are starting to see the bigger picture. You realize that the treason isn't just coming from the senators, it's coming from the guard itself. You see the high-ranking officers meeting in secret. You are ready to stop hunting the small fish and start leading the sharks. You have completed your 16 years of service. You have survived the palace purges, the street riots, and the secret arrests. You are entitled to a massive retirement bonus and a quiet life on a farm in the Italian countryside. But when the emperor himself asks you to stay, you don't say no. You are now an evocatus, the recalled. In the hierarchy of the emperor's killers, you are the elite veteran. Welcome to Level 4, the addiction to power. At this level, you are no longer a grunt standing in the sun. You have traded your standard kit for a specialized gold-inlaid muscle cuirass and a vine-wood staff of authority. You are the institutional memory of the guard. You are the one who trains the new recruits, showing them exactly where to strike between the ribs of a man wearing a toga. You are the singulares, the hand-picked inner circle of bodyguards who follow the emperor even into his private baths and council chambers. You are a master of imperial protocol and intimidation. You don't need to draw your sword to clear a path. You simply walk forward and the crowd parts like the sea. You are the human shield who has seen 4 different emperors fall, and you know the exact vibration in the air right before a coup begins. You aren't just protecting a man, you are protecting the order. The pressure is constant vigilance. You are the one who tastes the emperor's wine and checks the ceiling tiles for hidden archers. You have seen too much to ever be off-duty. You know which senators are in debt, which generals are ambitious, and which fellow Praetorians are looking at the throne with greedy eyes. You are the buffer between the emperor and the world. The reward for a successful evocatus is high status. You live in a private suite within the Castra Praetoria. You have slaves, fine horses, and the ear of the most powerful men in Rome. You are a professional survivor. But you are starting to see that the emperor you protect is just a pawn. You see that the men who really run the empire are the ones who control the orders. You are ready to stop being the shield and start being the command. You are ready to lead the legions of the city. The vine-wood staff in your hand is no longer just a symbol of veteran status. It is a weapon of discipline and a scepter of terror. You have been promoted to centurion. In the hierarchy of the emperor's secret killers, you are the enforcer. You are no longer just a man who follows orders. You are the man who makes sure the blood is spilled exactly where it needs to be. Welcome to Level 5, the Iron Fist. At this level, you command a century, 80 of the most dangerous, well-paid killers in the ancient world. You are the bridge between the elite generals and the common guardsmen. Your job is absolute control. You don't stand guard anymore. You walk the perimeter of the Castra Praetoria and the palace, ensuring that every miles is awake and every speculatore is reporting. You are the one who decides who gets the soft guard duty in the gardens and who gets the death watch in the dungeons. You are a master of political brutality. When the emperor needs a senator's suicide arranged, he doesn't send a spy, he sends you. You arrive at the villa with 10 men. You block the doors and you hand the target a blade. You don't leave until the job is finished. You are the face of the emperor's wrath. You aren't just protecting the throne, you are removing the friction. The pressure is tactical. You are surrounded by men who want your rank. You have to be stronger, faster, and more ruthless than the 80 killers you lead. If you show weakness for a single day, you will find a dagger in your own back during the midnight watch. You are the one who manages the bribes within your unit. You ensure that the emperor's donative gold is distributed fairly, or at least fairly enough that your men don't revolt. The reward for a successful centurion is immense wealth. You aren't just getting a salary, you're getting protection money from every merchant and noble in your district. You own estates, you influence elections, and you have a seat at the tables where the future of Rome is decided. But you are starting to see the rot at the very top. You see that the emperor is weak and the prefects are ambitious. You realize that the men with the swords are the ones who truly own the purple. You are ready to stop being the officer and start being the kingmaker.
You have reached the summit. You no longer live in the barracks or wait for orders in the hallway. You have been appointed Praetorian Prefect. In the hierarchy of the emperor's secret killers, you are the Shadow Emperor. You are the second most powerful man in the Roman world, and in reality, you might be the first. Welcome to Level 6, the Kingmaker. At this level, your armor is made of political influence and the keys to the city. You command the entire guard, thousands of elite killers who obey your voice before they obey the emperor's. Your job is empire management. You sit on the emperor's private council, you judge high court cases, and you control the logistics of the capital. You are the filter through which all information must pass. If you want the emperor to see a threat, he sees it. If you want him to remain blind, he stays in the dark. You are a master of strategic betrayal. You have realized the ultimate truth of Rome. The emperor is a mortal man, but the guard is an eternal machine. You have seen emperors come and go, some by fever, some by the sword, and some by your own arrangement. You are the one who negotiates with the Senate and the frontier generals. You are the balance of power. When an emperor becomes too cruel, too weak, or too expensive, you are the one who walks into the barracks and whispers a single word to the centurions. The pressure is deadly. Every day is a gamble with your life. You are the buffer between a paranoid tyrant and a hungry army. If the soldiers aren't paid, they will kill you. If the emperor suspects your ambition, he will execute you. You live in a constant state of active plotting. You are the one who organizes the purge of the palace to ensure that every servant and slave is loyal to you, not the man on the throne. The reward for a successful prefect is absolute sovereignty. You are the one who decides who wears the purple. In the year 193 AD, your predecessors famously put the entire Roman Empire up for auction to the highest bidder. You have turned the most powerful office on earth into a commodity. But you have reached the end of the line. You have realized that by making the emperor your puppet, you have destroyed the very empire you were sworn to protect. You see the shadow falling over the city. You are ready to witness the final silence of the